Sweet the whispers in your ear whenever ember wanders near.
Hello, Thrawn. Hello, Rusted Fork. Welcome in. Glad you've enjoyed the YouTube videos. I hope you like the live version just as much. Speaking of YouTube, chat, some other news dropped today. I'm excited to talk about this one. I am, because chat, there is a possibility that I might have caused change. I don't know for sure, and it could just be wishful thinking on my part. It could absolutely be wishful thinking on my part. But we saw an announcement today. There's an announcement on Twitter today. Let me fix this. There we go. You guys remember we watched the arrest of JiDion on Blue Line or whatever it was called? Remember we saw it like when he did that when he got arrested at McDonald's for causing a disturbance? Remember how we roasted the crap out of him when we watched this video? I wasn't the only one, but we roasted the shit out of him for what he did. He's quitting streaming. At least he's claiming to. He made an announcement today. He's quitting streaming for good after being arrested live on Kick, and body cam footage of the incident went viral. I've come to realize that streaming makes me the worst me. So the guy that we saw get arrested at the McDonald's on that body cam footage a few days ago is claiming he's quitting streaming. Let's see the article. JiDion says he's quitting streaming for good after he was arrested live on Kick during a confrontation outside Michigan McDonald's. The YouTuber, real name JiDion Armani Adams, yeah, something tells me that's not his real name, but we'll move on, was arrested on June 22nd after he and his group arrived at a McDonald's in Woodhaven, Michigan during a dispute involving an alleged squatter. The incident quickly went viral, with fans calling for a free JiDion protest after clips of the arrest spread across social media. Police body cam footage later showed more of the moments before and after Adams was taken into custody. Now, JiDion says the incident forced him to reflect on his recent content and his future as a streamer. This is genuinely going to be my last video ever like this, he said in a YouTube video. I'm never going to make a video like this again. He admitted that he believes he was spiraling and losing the plot, saying his arrest was a wake-up call, although he has been arrested previously. What's he been arrested previously for? So he's already been charged before for criminal trespass for a prank video. Warrant after his arrest, it means we know a college campus shower a professor with Gibson. So he's already been arrested for criminal trespass for his prank bullshit. Okay. I've come to realize that, genuinely streaming makes me the worst me, he said. Every controversy and everything that I've ever gotten into, anytime I trended on Twitter for something negative, it's always been for some streaming clip. He pointed to past controversies involving Pokimane, Logan Paul, and other online beefs, claiming that probably like 85% of his disputes have come from streaming. He said that the pressure of live chat pushed him to escalate situations for entertainment. Remember this. Remember this. You see somebody in the chat say boring or else stream or something like that, and then it flips a switch in you where you want to be more entertaining, he explained. I love streaming, but too much bad comes with it, and I don't know how to control myself, and so the best way to control myself is to distance myself, and so I just can't stream anymore. I won't stream anymore because I actually want to be here for the betterment of society. And what I was doing during that stream wasn't for the betterment of society. The creator said he has spent 6+ figures on legal fees for himself and others involved in the incident, calling the situation completely unnecessary and completely my fault. I still don't think I committed a crime, he added. I still do think that, genuinely, I was just being not only an ass, but annoying. So he admitted that he did something wrong, admitted he was being an ass and being annoying, but doesn't think he committed a crime. JiDion also addressed the Woodhaven Police Department directly, asking fans to stop calling or causing issues on his behalf. As a reminder, fans were calling the Woodhaven Police Department ad nauseum, even reporting false homicides to the Woodhaven Police Department. Like his fan base fucking chimped out and started just bombarding the police with fake phone calls and fake police reports. Absolutely bombarded them. Near the end of the video, the Kickstarter made his decision clear. I quit streaming. I quit nuisance stuff. I quit all of that. He said his content will now focus entirely on his predator catching videos, which is still not a good thing. I'll explain why. Adding no more slop content, no more streams. However, the creator still has a plan to return to Woodhaven and catching a pred there, noting he wants to have a good relationship with the city. Now, 2 problems. Let's start here. His predator catching videos. Guess what? All of these YouTuber predator catching videos, unless they are working in direct conjunction with the police for any of these to catch a predator videos, guess what they're doing when they do a to catch a predator video? They're letting that predator go. All of these to catch a predator YouTubers, unless they're actually working with the police department, are basically giving these predators a free pass. Because nothing they're doing is criminally viable or is viable to facilitate an arrest, because they're not working with the police. And so any lawyer worth their salt, if the police try to arrest a predator based on a YouTuber's video, the lawyer would say, Your Honor, this is a YouTuber doing this for content. We can't trust that it's genuine. There's no police investigation here. This is just a YouTuber trying to make content and make money. And so it'll immediately get tossed out. Is it a scare tactic? If it is, it doesn't work. Practically every predator, these YouTuber to catch a predator types catch, don't stop. And all it does is it basically teaches them how not to get caught more effectively. That's all these YouTuber to catch a predator people are accomplishing. Is they're showing this predator, oh, here's where I fucked up and allowed them to identify me, and I missed them. So now I can learn from my mistakes and become a better child predator. That's what these YouTuber to catch a predator channels do. They make worse predators. They improve their disgusting skill base. That's what these channels do. So him going back to predator catching videos is not helping anything, and it's only hurting things. That's number 1. And Kiaru, thank you for the raid. Welcome in, raiders. How you doing? I'm in the middle of a rant about JiDion quitting streaming, which I may have had a hand in. Welcome in. Hope you had a great stream. Now, that's the second part. Is where to go. Where did it go? He said it, and here we go. This statement right here. JiDion also said the pressure of live chat pushed him to escalate situations for entertainment. What did I say when we were watching his body cam footage? What was I constantly saying during the body cam footage? You guys remember? The entire time I said, he's got to stop doing this. He's doing this for the content. That's all he's doing, is he's doing it for the content. And look at what he said. And the fact that he's saying stuff like this and following up with, you see some in the chat say border L stream, and then it flips a switch where you want to be more entertaining. I've watched Asmongold react to it as well. Asmongold reacted to his arrest as well. And one thing Asmongold was saying is I know I've spoken to JiDion before. He's a okay guy, and he's just basically was just going, shouldn't have done it, shouldn't have done it. But what did I say when I reacted? I kept saying he's doing this for content. He's escalating it for the content. And was his explanation for no longer streaming is because he got audience captured and was doing it for the content. Chat, this may very well be wishful thinking on my part. But I would like to think that he saw my react to his arrest and heard what I said about him being audience captured and basically doing stupid shit for the content. And I'd like to think that resonated with him and realized I can't be doing this no more. It's probably wishful thinking on my part. I fully admit that, but I'd like to think maybe I had a bit of a hand in this decision for him to stop doing the live streaming and doing stupid shit like this. I would like to think that. Would there be time for him to watch my video and then make these statements and then this article being published? Yes, absolutely. The video I put out about him was like 5 days ago. I put out the video of his arrest 5 days ago when it launched. So the day it dropped, I watched it. So absolutely there would have been time for him to watch my video and then make the statements in this article being published because he made the statements today. The article got published today. So absolutely, there was time for him to have seen my video and to make these statements. Because you have to remember, by the time the body cam video dropped, he was already out of jail for who knows how long. I can't remember what the body cam footage date was, but he'd already been arrested, a preliminary, bail hearing, out on bail, waiting on his preliminary hearing. So he absolutely would have had time to see my video as well as other videos, reacting to his body cam footage, and then make the statement. So was the arrest actually on June 22nd? Okay, yeah, that's right. The arrest was on June 22nd. Yeah. So he'd already been arrested, out on bail, waiting for preliminaries. The body cam footage dropped on the 2nd. I watched the same day. So yeah, there absolutely would have been time. And just to check something, hang on. Let's see. Let's see if his channel. Okay, well, his channel is still in existence. His channel is still in existence. So he hasn't closed down his Kick channel. It is still up. But he's claiming that he's not going to stream anymore. That's what he's claiming. He is claiming that he is not going to stream anymore. We shall see. We shall see. You take it with a grain of salt, but we'll see. Who knows what might happen? He didn't say he was going to delete it. No, he did not. He did not say he was going to delete it. But he said these like any content creator that has been a streamer, he's going to keep the Kick channel up just as an option for him, to keep his options available. Why delete the Kick channel when it costs him nothing to maintain it, to just keep it active? It doesn't cost him anything to do it. So, like any content creator, he's going to keep all of his options open for him. And who knows, a couple months down the line, what I think might happen is I do think that he's not going to stream. I'm going to keep doing videos. When his videos start flagging and don't making him the money that he wants it to make, I think that's when he's going to hit go live on his Kick stream to try and generate more interest. Like, oh, I said I wasn't going to Kick, and look at that, I'm going live. So I think his Kick stream is going to be available to him when his popularity is flagging and he needs to generate some interest. And then he'll go live on Kick to generate some, to get people interested. Like, oh, he said he wasn't going to stream and he's gone live. What could be going on? And get people to come to his channel and come to his stream, see what he's doing. I think that's probably what's going to happen. But I just thought that was interesting, given that I reacted to him and I criticized him for the exact thing that he was talking about, his reasoning for why he was leaving streaming. I just thought that was very interesting. Ah, 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 ah. That was fun. All right, so let's get into Rev's video. Rev might have a little bit more info on what we started talking about earlier, which was JiDion. JiDion, the whole thing with JiDion and what happened with him at McDonald's. So Rev put out a video about it. I talked about it briefly. It's briefly at the beginning of stream. We'll see if Rev goes a little bit deeper into it. So this should be fun. So let's go.
Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the embarrassing situation involving the popular YouTuber JiDion, who during one of his recent live stream debacles was trying to do a sting operation on a squatter, where ironically enough, he was arrested for
That's not correct. I hate to correct on Rev here, but we watched the footage. He didn't do a sting operation. He was doing a harassment campaign. It's completely different thing. Sting operation implies that he was setting the uncle up for like a gotcha moment. When he wasn't, he was actually their entire intention was they were setting up the other guy's uncle, because like JiDion teamed up with another streamer. They weren't setting him up. They were just flat out harassing him to try and basically make him so uncomfortable that he wanted to leave. So that like the context on that is very key, because it's sting operation means like subtlety and subterfuge and try to trick him into a gotcha moment. Whereas the harassment is like all of this was already out the open. The uncle supposedly was refusing to leave and was supposedly squatting in the grandmother's house. And the other guy and JiDion basically set up their equipment in grandma's house with the express purpose of harassing the ever-living crap out of him so he would want to leave the house on his own accord to get away from all of this harassment. So very key note of distinction of that.
disorderly conduct, and during the related body cam footage that has gone viral, you can see him showing his true colors, flexing that he's a millionaire, mocking the police, even asking to see their proverbial manager during his related crash outs.
Yep.
And over the past couple of days, he has faced a lot of criticism and mockery as well, to the point where he made this YouTube apology video saying, "I quit." And this is a ukulele level of an apology video. Not only is it really disorganized, I mean, if you took a shot every time he said the word genuinely, you would have alcohol poisoning in the first 2 minutes. But besides that, nobody is really buying this sort of narrative he is selling. In fact, you'd be very hard-pressed in the comments to find a single comment that's not roasting.
Okay. I have a question. Should we stop Rev's video now and look at JiDion's video instead? Or should we continue Rev's video? What do you think? I could pull shoot on Rev's video right now and we can actually, because that's what Rev's video is going to be all about, I'm guessing. Stick with Rev? Okay, we'll stick with Rev.
Him and making fun of his millionaire status that he loved flexing on the police. But of course, with JiDion, you should know the type of content he makes. He has gotten millions of subs doing sort of sting operations, going after alleged criminals, trying to get them locked up, often working with law enforcement to make that happen.
Is he, though?
However, with JiDion and a lot of people who do this sort of stuff, eventually the clout really infects their brain, and these strings and these operations really become more of a public spectacle, and that's exactly what happened in this recent situation where he was trying to lock up a squatter with a violent and unstable history.
Again, I don't think he was trying to lock him up. He was just trying to make him so uncomfortable that he willingly left the house. Unless there's more information here that I'm unaware of, which maybe Rev will bring up some information that I was unaware of. Everything we saw wasn't an effort to get him locked up. It was just an effort to kind of like force him to leave, because he was going, if he stayed, they were going to make living there very uncomfortable for him.
During the sting operation and live stream, not only did his fans show up, but many minors would show up on the scene, where he would equip many of them with his cameras and other recording devices, getting them literally involved with the operation, putting them in harm's way with a man with a violent history. But things would take a very quick turn when he was the one arrested instead of the alleged squatter. And this is the channel that uploaded and reacted to the body cam footage called Code Blue Cam. As you can see, it has nearly 3 million views in just 6 days. And we'll watch the portion of this video that is really telling about the sort of mindset this guy has. But you can see that JiDion's fans are not too happy about this. In fact, Code Blue Cam would post some screenshots of emails he has received from people impersonating YouTube's legal team, which is
that could be a criminal act. That could be considered. Well, I don't know if it'd be considered criminal, but you forward this along to YouTube and say, "Hey, someone's impersonating your legal team." I'm guessing they could at very least sue these individuals that are pretending that are purporting themselves to be a representative from YouTube. It's impersonation. I don't know if there'll be criminality involved, but there certainly is going to be civil liability involved here.
Felony, I'm pretty sure. Basically demanding that he takes down the video, otherwise his channel is going to be suspended and his monetization taken away. Of course, this is coming from the YouTube legal team with Great Scott here. It's like they're not even trying. But of course, here is the actual footage. To give you some context, they thought this squatter would be showing up at McDonald's. So he, his crew, and his fans were all around that McDonald's, and they were clearly being a nuisance and disruptive, and they were warned many times by the police to stop or they'd be arrested, and that's exactly what happened.
Well, leave us not forget, there's also some context missing from this particular video. Before they actually got to McDonald's, they were going around to other businesses demanding to know if this guy Joe was there, and JiDion even basically violating health codes and very possibly causing people that work there to get fired because he was like, "Let me in the back to make sure he's not hiding in the back of your store." And some teenage employees is like, "Okay, go ahead," and lets an unauthorized person into the back of the business to just poke around with the camera, which not only probably violates standards of the store itself, but it also violates, I'm sure, a number of health codes for allowing an unauthorized person back into a food preparation and service area. Then they went to the police department demanding to know if he was there, and when they couldn't find him, actually were talking about filing a missing persons report against Joe, which would have basically been a false report. So, and then all that culminated by them going back to McDonald's and discovering he was there, because when all this happened, Joe was actually in the McDonald's. And so then they created that whole shitstorm, when they tracked him back down to the McDonald's. So, there's context to the sequence of events where it's not simply just oh, he went to this McDonald's thinking that Joe was there and caused problems. No, Joe was there. He was causing problems, and he was causing problems at other areas before even reaching this final stage.
And in a minute, you're going to see JiDion get arrested for disorderly conduct.
Call the DA and see how fast that gets dropped, you dumbasses. Okay. Call the DA and see how fast that gets dropped. Watch. Call the DA and see how fast that gets dropped.
He's yelling, so he's being disorderly. Everybody's
This is absolutely
time to go in the box.
What are you arrested for? Disorderly person. Right here yelling.
Disorderly. You're under arrest for being disorderly. Freedom of speech. You can yell.
It's not a freedom of speech thing.
Nope.
Disorderly conduct is not a freedom of speech thing. You can't be disorderly in public, hence disorderly conduct. So he's trying to paint this narrative that he's being silenced by the police, but that's not what's happening here.
On the sidewalk.
Sitting here causing a scene.
On the sidewalk.
Yep.
So you can't yell? Officer.
Anything I need to know about?
Officer. How fast do you think this is gonna get dropped? Do you really think the charge is gonna stick? Do you guys really think this is gonna stick? Sure, we have a do you want to waste your DA's time? I am a multi-millionaire. I promise you, I can take the
Instant aura loss. Flexing that he's a multi-millionaire to the police. The level of narcissism is insane. And I will say this.
And by the way, aura loss number 2, the post that we saw on Twitter earlier in the stream, he just claimed, I'm a multi-millionaire. And then he's complaining, I've had to spend 6 figures on my defense for myself and the 2 people I stupidly roped into this because of my own hubris. If you're a multi-millionaire, a 6-figure legal thing wouldn't be so devastating. Because, by the way, he went on stream like the day after the video, the body cam video dropped. He actually went on stream and said, I'm no longer a multi-millionaire. That was his stream title. So either he's lying about this, or he's trying to get victim points going, oh, I was abused. I was wrongfully arrested. I'm legitimately surprised that, at least to my knowledge, I have not heard him once try to pull the race card, which is a credit in his favor, that he didn't try and basically race card any of this. He's just an entitled asshole. And did entitled assholery.
This again, body cam footage is the greatest thing to ever come to life. This was initially an initiative to expose the cops, but instead over the years, we have seen the true behavior of many people facing consequences for their own actions. And JiDion here is, of course, an example of that, making a fool out of himself while being arrested after literally asking for this for an extended period of time, making a spectacle out of this entire ordeal.
this as far as you want. Officer, you will be in a deposition and you will be arrested. This is
Fair.
And again, just showcasing that he doesn't have a sweet clue what he's talking about. He's the why is the like the officer is going to be arrested for literally doing his job and charging him for a crime that he committed? Like, what are we doing? What is he thinking? And again, this is for the content. Because I suspect that he also knows that, notice how loud he's talking. He's still got his crew filming him on the stream. That's why he's speaking loudly and why he's saying, like, you're going to be in a deposition, you're going to be get arrested. Again, it's for the content. Everything he did in this entire event was 100% for the content, and it's coming back and biting him in the ass, and he knows it now.
Beckett.
no. Call Jake and have him get my lawyer. Call Jake and get my lawyer. Is this really the route you want to go, officer? Yep. Okay.
Because I think he's also still mic'd up, and I think he knows that. So that's why he said, like, you remember, like, they were at a very far distance when he was yelling, and you could hear him clear as day. So I think he may actually still be mic'd up and knows it, and he's basically, you know, being loud and threatening to the cops like this in a performative way, perhaps.
Taxpayer dollars?
Yep.
Officer, can I ask you a question?
No.
Can I please?
Sit.
You are literally wasting taxpayer dollars
Yes.
by doing all of this.
Yes.
By making
Him
an
and all
entire
of his buddies.
spectacle out of this and being a nuisance to the police. That is wasting taxpayer dollars. Not that most of his fans really care about taxpayer dollars because most of them are children. Therefore, they've never paid taxes before, so they don't really understand what that's even like to waste in the first place. But let's continue.
Do you really want to abuse me, officer?
He's now crying abuse.
I can't even fit in here,
Get your foot in.
Officer, I can't even fit in here.
Get your foot in.
How are you going to arrest somebody that never even went on the property?
You're under arrest for being disorderly, not for being on the property. Put your foot
Officer, I can't fit.
in. No, then you're
Officer,
going to sneak
I
over.
won't, officer, I won't run. I'm not going to do anything.
That's
Can you
good.
just take off the
Go that way.
Is that going to be the next, like, anti-police brutality movement? I can't fit? Is that the next one?
It
Can you
might.
put him in the front at least?
Well, considering how many of these people that the police arrest are obese or grotesquely overweight, it may very well be the next, the next protest thing.
No.
Officer, I can't scoop. You're trying to push me, but I can't scoop.
Dude, just scoop.
Officer, you're actually hurting me. Officer, please.
Are you really being hurt? Are you that
No, he's not.
soft? Are you actually being hurt? Or are you just being a drama queen? because you don't like that you're being arrested.
Well, I mean, he was wearing a t-shirt with Lyft in beautiful pink lettering, like fluffy pink rounded lettering all over his chest. So maybe it really does hurt. You know, he's got to get that. Oh, this hurts, Queen. Stop it.
I would love to have his psyche at this moment, what he's thinking. Like, this is going to make them uncuff you and let you go. Being the most annoying person imaginable. Brilliant strategy. It didn't work out. Spoiler.
Yeah.
Sideways and scoop.
Officer, I can't move.
Let's go.
I'm too big.
Put your foot that way. Let's
Officer,
go.
I can't. I'm not trying to be. Here, I'm not resistant, officer. I promise
Let's go.
you. It is literally my body autonomy. I cannot move. Can you just put my handcuffs in the front?
No.
And it'll make it so much easier.
Turn your body. You have to turn and scoot that way.
Have you guys consulted with the DA?
We don't have a DA.
You don't have a district attorney?
No.
You have a state attorney?
Bro asked for the manager.
Yep.
They said, we got no manager. Sorry, but
Well, they knew exactly what he was doing, what he was asking. It's like, no, dumbass. The state's attorney and the district attorney doesn't come out on patrol, dumbass. It's like, what are we doing?
But I'll spare you the remaining 10 or 20 minutes. He's arrested for disorderly conduct. So is part of his crew and some of the fans who showed up. And this whole thing became a giant fiasco. As you can see, this clip and related video went viral. And the comments are just roasting him, right? Saying, bro lost aura after saying he was a multi-millionaire. JiDion on Code Blue Cam was not in my 2026 bingo card. JiDion out here looking like a 50-year-old, acting like a 12-year-old. If he would have shut up, he wouldn't have been arrested. Many such cases, by the way. I love how Skeet immediately cooperated and fled the scene like an adult, and that is referring to the squatter, because eventually he was on the scene, and he saw what was going on, and just left.
Yo. I believe that's incorrect. Skeet, I'm thinking, was one of his JiDion's people, and the cop told him, start walking. That's who he's referring to as Skeet. The squatter was Joe. Joe stayed in the McDonald's and even saw and didn't run anywhere. Joe was there the whole time. He even filled out a witness statement or a victim statement for the police. So wasn't Skeet the nephew trying to kick? No. The nephew trying to kick Joe out was the other streamer. I forget his name. He's like someone that JiDion's partnered up with. Skeet was just one of the crew. That's who Skeet was. He was one of the crew, and he did not get arrested. And one of the cops told him when JiDion did get arrested, I think Skeet was trying to like figure out what was happening, and Skeet said like, "What's going on?" The cop said, "He's being arrested. Get to stepping, or you're gonna get arrested too." Now the cop did have to tell him like 2 or 3 times, like, "Walk. He's arrested. Walk." And eventually Skeet walked away. Like he said, okay, I don't want to get arrested either. And Skeet did walk away. That's not Joe. Joe was the quote unquote squatter, and he was in McDonald's the whole time.
Cooperated with the police and left. So the guy they were trying to get arrested walked away free because he simply wasn't a public nuisance, and JiDion and his crew ended up being in cuffs instead.
Yeah, sorry, Rev, I love you. Rev, you are usually great, but you are incorrect on this one in terms of who Skeet is. Sorry.
There's something very ironic about that, but in response, JiDion apparently is getting his lawyers together, and the multi-millionaire comment really got to him. He has been crashing out over people mocking him for this, and he made a community post on YouTube showing a screenshot of his alleged bank account with a negative account balance, which, 1, would be really pathetic if true, or 2,
is a
this
lie.
means nothing, because we're all adults here. A lot of people have multiple bank accounts. This could literally mean absolutely nothing, or
this could also be fake. 100%. Like this could absolutely just be completely fake and made up. where he basically took a screenshot of maybe he took a screenshot of this and then AI'd. Because if you notice, I think he AI'd this. I think it's fake. Why? Number one, the sensor overlay right here. But number two, do you notice something that sticks out significantly on the screenshot that seems to that would point to it being altered by AI? There's one very specific thing that is jumping out to me. Anybody seeing it? Negative wouldn't be in red. It wouldn't necessarily be in red. The bank name, no, because the bank name could be up here somewhere. This is a very tight-in screenshot. You were correct about the money map, though. Look at the font. Yep. Look at the font and look at the coloring of the font. Notice how it is significantly differently colored from here. The font and the color is off compared to the available balance text. So that's why I think that this is fake. And the dollar sign is, yeah, the dollar sign is a little bit offset. It's a little bit too low. Yeah, you can see the tail of the dollar sign is very low compared to the numbers. It should have been higher. The dollar sign itself doesn't look quite right, but it should be a little bit higher. Yeah, that is what makes me think this is completely that this was altered by AI and it's not real. Yeah, it's not exactly. It's not. That's what I was saying. Like the font, the depth of color. It's not. It's the quote unquote like fuzziness or the clarity is less than literally everything else in this screenshot. This is altered. It's fake. It's not real.
3, of course, is just fake. But the comments are interesting because the top ones like this say, if you're in trouble, the last thing you should say as a multimillionaire is, hey, I'm a multi-millionaire. JD, that was the dumbest flex ever, bro. And he hearted it. I guess it's like one of those things where he's trying to basically mock the mockery and get ahead of it. You know, like Hassan with the dog shocking stuff.
No, I don't think that's it at all. I think he hearted it because he's sympathy baiting. I think that's what this entire post is. This entire post is a sympathy bait. And he's hurting this because he's like, you're right, I'm such a bad person. It's self-flagellation to make himself seem more appealing to the viewership. Oh, look at JiDion. He's being so humble. People are calling him out and he's hurting it because he's such a humble person and realizes that what he did was wrong. It's an act. That's what he's doing. It's sympathy baiting. That's it.
Like, I don't know, but he clearly was very bothered by this entire situation. And this is important to understand. He would live stream about this, saying he's getting canceled for being arrested. Well, there's definitely some very legitimate criticism about how he encourages, or at the very least doesn't discourage, his fans from showing up at the sites of his live streams where you have, in many cases, people with violent histories being handled and his fans being exposed to them or even involved in the recording of the stream and related content. There is legitimate criticism towards that to be made. That's not being canceled. But he's not really being canceled beyond that. He's just getting made fun of, right? The whole thing is embarrassing. And because we have the body cam footage, we can see how he was behaving. And it was, yeah, very embarrassing.
Yeah, like he reacted to his own body cam footage on stream, apparently against advice of his attorneys. Supposedly, his attorneys told him don't react to his own body cam footage, and he supposedly said, fuck it, I do what I want, and reacted to his body cam footage on stream the day after the body cam footage video dropped.
Embarrassing enough that yesterday he uploaded a YouTube video titled I Quit. And as you can see, 10,000 dislikes on it. Clearly people are not buying it too much, but let's have a fun game. Get out some scratch paper if you want and just mark down every time he says the word genuinely. We're not going to watch the whole thing. We're just going to watch the intro to get a sense of what he's driving at here with this clickbait video.
Yo, what's good, y'all, man? So, this is genuinely gonna be my last video.
Hang on. He's talking really softly. Rev is gonna sound really loud here for a minute. I'm gonna up the volume because you can't hear him.
The intro to get a sense of what he's driving at here with this clickbait video.
Yo, what's good, y'all, man? So, this is genuinely gonna be my last video ever like this. I'm never gonna make a video like this again, but, you know, obviously you guys know what's all going on. You guys saw me getting arrested. You guys saw Cold Blues video and everything. And, I did a reaction to it, kind of like, oh, no, this wasn't.
Are you guys able, after I cranked up the volume, are you guys able to hear it, or is it still too low? All right, let me do this. Hang on. Drop this back down to 100, and I will put on the subtitles. And then we back it up a little bit.
This is genuinely going to be my last video ever like this. I'm never going to make a video like this again, but, you know, obviously you guys know what's all going on. You guys saw me getting arrested. You guys saw Cold Blues video and everything. And, I did a reaction to it, kind of like, oh, no, this wasn't right. This is how it happened, da-da-da, da-da-da. But genuinely, during the last few weeks, I've done a lot of just, like...
Oh, my God. Was that number 2 for the genuinely? I stopped counting because I'm focusing on doing the volume. Was that, like, his second genuinely? Or was it was the second one? Okay.
Like, inward reflection. And I've been talking to my fiance a lot. And I just kind of came to realize, you know, what I was doing wrong. And I also came to realize that truly your boy was spiraling, you know. I was genuinely losing the plot. And
Yeah, we just got 3 back to back to back. Wow. So we went from 2 to 5 in one sentence. Holy crap. Yeah, he was just spamming that X button.
And I have to say, like, genuinely, I feel like a hypocrite, you know?
6.
Because just a couple videos ago, I was saying how what Alex was doing was a distraction from the bigger mission. And then I come along doing what I was doing. And if anything, it was an even bigger distraction from the mission. You know what I mean? Now...
Does he think he's Tony Stark? It's a distraction from the mission. Like, that's what Tony Stark was saying in Iron Man 1. It's like the only thing that matters is the mission. Dude, you're not like a spec ops. You're not a police force. What is this? It's distracting from the mission. You're a YouTuber. You like to pretend that you catch predators. Shut the fuck up.
So what he's saying is, after reflecting on his behavior, he has realized that he is a distraction from the mission he's supposed to be doing, that he is getting too caught up in many different things, and he is taking away from what he is supposed to be trying to do. Now, I'm going to give you a TLDR of the rest. Basically, he's not going to live stream anymore. That's his solution. And the goal is to no longer provide people with clips to make fun of him for, because apparently he can't behave himself or carry himself well enough during his streams. He leaves himself vulnerable to criticism and mockery. So to protect himself from embarrassing himself, he's not going to stream anymore. That's basically the solution.
This is why I wanted to watch the video, because the article that we read about this didn't seem to indicate that. The article that we read seemed to indicate that he was no longer going to be streaming because he lost control of himself when he was streaming, because he was so audience captured that he would allow his audience to gin him up and gas him up and start behaving in ways that he shouldn't be behaving for the content. Like, he was doing everything for the content. And when he was seeing people in his chat saying that they were bored or L or something like that, it would gas him up to go even further to entertain people, because for him it was all about the entertainment. Now, maybe his video is a 16-minute video. Maybe he said something in that video to imply with what Rev was saying. I don't know, but it's not in the article that we read about it.
That's the main takeaway. But as you saw, the word genuinely was a featured sort of verbiage, right? To a nauseating degree, but the comments are diabolical, okay? Bro getting cooked in his comments.
Yup.
Genuinely maxing as a multi-millionaire. Bro's lawyer told him to make a genuine apology. He genuinely says genuinely 10 times within the first 6 minutes of this video. Really, just 10 times? It was nearly 100. How many times do you see a multi-millionaire make a genuine apology?
Bro, they cook it in the comments.
This whole situation is a gigantic mess. I hate when these sorts of missions, as he calls it, become spectacles for content instead of actually doing.
And I guess the article wasn't being genuine. Yes.
What they're intending to do. And in this situation, without the body cam footage, who knows how this would have been portrayed. He probably would have been portraying himself as some ultimate victim of these police, but in reality, he was pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, and he was warned many times. He didn't listen, didn't care, kept going, and eventually he found out and was arrested for disorderly conduct as
he should have been.
His crew and some of the fans who showed up. And his little spiral the last couple of days has been a pretty embarrassing one, but I mean, what do you expect? It's just genuine behavior from a multi-millionaire. What can you say, ladies and gentlemen? But that's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed, please consider giving the video a like, consider subscribing and turning on notifications for daily uploads, as well as multiple streams every week here live on YouTube. But overall, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
Oh, that was great. Rev did get a few of the details wrong, unfortunately. Now, Rev may or may not have seen the body cam footage like we did, so that's why that's why some of those details that I was talking about may have been incorrect. So just, tell you with that, people, some of you guys are saying like, oh, Rev needs to maybe script out stuff anymore. It's like, he may not have had, he may have been working off of different sources and did not actually see the actual body cam footage. And the other sources that he was referencing may have said something else. And so he didn't have all the correct information. So we had the benefit of being there from the very beginning and seeing the entire thing unfold. So it's just keep that in mind. It's like we as had better were privy to information that he may not have been. That's all. But it was still good reporting, and it's fucking hilarious how he did this like bullshit genuine apology that meant absolutely nothing. And we'll see how long he actually stays off stream. We shall see. Again, like some of you guys have said, like, do we believe this? I don't know. Couple months down the line, when he has to spend even more money on his lawyers and he's realizing, oh, I'm getting short on cash, I need to make some money, is he going to fire up that stream to make some more money to pay for his legal fees? I think that might be a very distinct possibility.
Burns bright, brighter.